tired. But my tattoo gun's coming today. I'm so excited. I'm obviously going to practice on a load of fake skin. But I'll be honest with you, from what I've seen from like stonemason, I've looked into it, and it's like common skills that are good are things like engraving, and obviously I've done engraving before. I've done carpentry, stonemasonry, and drawing. So I'm kind of convinced, with like a little bit of confidence, a bit of like a push myself for it. I'm sure I'll be fine. And I know it's going to be a learning curve, very steep one. I'm not trying to undermine any artist at all, but I still think there's a massive possibility of it. Yeah, what's good, bro? You can come in, 20 people come in. That's the whole point of a live. You've got to just talk. Like, there's loads of people on the live. I have my own business, so I'm just in the kitchen. I literally have a skateboard company, graphic designer, but getting into tattooing as well as another side hobby. So this is the piece I designed. It's very basic line work, but I feel like I wanted to try something on my thigh, and that'll probably be like next week. I'm just going to go for it. After doing it, like, because obviously I've got all the time in the world being self-employed, work from home. So tattoo gun comes today. I'm going to work over the rest of the weekend. And then hopefully by the end of it, I can do pieces like, this is black and white, granted. I don't like light drawings, but I'll be able to do pieces like this on people. Now, granted, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of line work, shading. I literally, this morning, I spent about 5-6 hours just watching videos, laid there in bed on tattooing. And I obviously know tattooing, you can't just watch through videos, but like gauging depth, 2mm, width of needles, pendulum, different motions and swings, and like what angle. Apparently 90 degrees is actually best. It's a lie told it, like it's like 45 degrees, that's a wild angle. I think 75 is probably like a sweet spot because it's just in between. But I'm like nervous mostly about curved lines. Apparently that's the hardest part, so I'm like shit. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very much. I don't know what it is. I like risky hobbies. I used to like skateboarding. I had a lot of injuries. That's like that risk factor. And I like tattoos as well. I only got like 3, and I tried to stick and poke when I was younger, but they're just too damn expensive. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially when you're self-employed. Got this little squirrel guy with his little flag. Because the UK, well, not the UK in particular, not me. King Charles has declared war on squirrels. So I was like, fuck it, it's just funny. Right, coffee time. I'm kind of hoping the tattoo gun comes earlier on than later. No, like, I might go into like tattooing and job. I also might find other jobs to do on the side. Just so I've got a little bit more variety in my life. Right, so all doing the same thing. It's the office. I don't have much time today at all. I had babysit. So this is one of the boards I've engraved. I mean, it's literally quite shite, but the tool I used to engrave it should not have really been doable. Because I managed to get circles of this thing, so I can't take this out. It's fully stuck in there, so I'm stuck using this. You can see it's proper burnt out. It's like a diamond head cutter, I think, originally, or some shit. But yeah, managed to get around with clouds and curves and like nearly risking a finger every time. Because they jolted all the time. That's the risk. That's the fun. I'm not telling people to do that. Don't be dumb like me. Use your brain. Yesterday, oh shit. Made this marbled. It's terrible, but it's just resin. So I just literally marbled effect for it, put some UV resin colours for it. Because I wanted a marble edge, I was sick of not having one. So there we go. Anyway, hope I'm looking good. Saturday? Shit, I can't remember. Yeah, it's Saturday, innit? Every car goes past my delivery. Even though my things are out for delivery, I'm still like, there's a chance. Good morning, bro. It should be lagging, but there's not much I can do about it if it's lagging. It's annoying it's not screeching on the wood. Oh, I'm so excited. I've not actually had a coffee at all today. It's like nearly 11 o'clock. So I'm actually super excited about this coffee. It's ready. So yeah. But I don't know when it comes to doing tattooing on the line if I've got to like set it at a certain age because the internet's stupid. I mean, because there might be a little bit of blood when you're tattooing. Like, ooh, oh no. It's like pathetic. I only posted a video before with a little cut when I came off my board like last year off my skateboard. And it like didn't just like make the video not a view, it literally bans the video. Not on here, but on another platform. Very simple. TT. I literally don't post on it anymore. It's just shit. I already think the best thing about becoming doing a tattoo company now, so it's on the side as a hobby, is I already have people that know my art, like my art. It helps. I've already been doing art for about my whole life, really, since I can remember. But with my business for like 2 years now, 2.5 years. Welcome back, bro. That's good. I'm like more excited than nervous than anything, but I feel like I'm too excited to be getting a tattoo gun. It's like a child. It's like you need to think straight. So I'm just gonna do the face skin first and leave it for like at least a week. But I have this real sense of like I've watched a lot of videos on it. To me, apart from the vibrating again, so like, I have an incredibly steady hand when I'm trying to draw. Like incredibly steady. Like, I draw. I know this is different. If I get a pencil, I draw a straight line on the paper and a long one because longer straight lines are harder to do. But it's like it's the smoothness. I like watching videos about like obviously the Vaseline, everything you need to. I didn't, and this is a funny thing. I know lots about different types of art, and I'm not going to lie about it. Didn't know anything about tattooing 3-4 days ago. But for the last 2-3 days, and this morning was like 6 hours of videos. And I know you can only take so much with a video, but I have a very much like my brain just takes in the most pointless information. And when I learn to utilize that, I'm like, okay, cool. I sit there, and if it's saying sometimes it doesn't go in, I have to watch it a few times because I'm like, come on, you need to learn this. But like, do you know what I mean? Just watch it like once or twice. It's like hearing a song. Like, I don't know if other people don't mind. I feel like Gen Z is good at this. You hear a song, and millennials will be well. Anyone below, I'm sorry, but Gen Alpha seem probably a little more talent, like the attention span. We had the radio, which was forced us to listen to all sorts of music. You know, a bit of Beyonce, a bit of Lady Gaga, like Bruno Mars, I don't know, Ollie Murs, everything. And you would have to literally, you know, like it or lump it. And you end up knowing loads of songs and lyrics. And I feel like that's why our brains are just built to learn shit more. I just say, just take on those pointless information. Like, I know that. Where the fuck do I know that from? And it literally kind of stuns me for a minute. I know it's going to be incredibly difficult, but I was just sort of thing saying, don't get too angry. It's like getting your first tattoo. If you make it seem worse than it is, it's actually probably best to do that because then you're getting it. I remember when I first got my first one with my partner, and I looked at her and I was just like, goes on about this is actually weirdly, some people might find it's weird, but I found it quite enjoyable. Like, yeah, we were just trying to make you feel like it was more painful than it actually was, because if you amp it up to be worse than it is, it's so much better. But I feel like if you're like, it's not gonna be painful, maybe it could be more painful. Like I saw a guy this morning doing tattooing himself, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not enjoying this." He was a small one, but he's a good tattoo artist. It's a guy like tattooing 101 or something like that. I'm just like, at the end of the day, it does look painful, right? It does look painful doing it to yourself more, because you're knowingly having to do it yourself. You might just go, your brain's probably fighting itself, and you've got the shaking, maybe a bit more adrenaline. Understandable, really. Practice these straight lines. It's annoying. There's no way to make this smooth. It's just pulling the paper up. That's why the iPad works the best, really, for like that smooth gliding feel. Especially when it actually works quite well with the pen, because when you that doesn't pick up on the screen. I'm pretty sure it doesn't. No. So your whole hand's placed down, and then you swipe. It doesn't do anything to it. So you technically can actually do, and then utilize it a bit like when you tattoo inside. That's why I kind of start to realize I kind of like the slidey screen, because obviously with tattooing you slidey on the skin with the fucking Vaseline or inks and whatever. Inks? Right. My brain. Coffee first. 1 second. I've got like 3 days a week to be a tattoo parlor now. How exciting. No, I'm joking. Also, you can't start tattooing people. I can do if they want to, but I mean, not like have a tattoo parlor. I'm not allowed to do that. Obviously, you have to get like license and stuff. But as I said, I just think it helps. I've already got a company that's really kind of to do with art, 400 graphics, kind of already just a giant portfolio of work, really. I kind of want to become an independent artist. I don't want to have to go work at another studio now. Like, already have my own business does help with that, for sure. But whatever it takes, I suppose. So tomorrow I'll be going live as well. But tomorrow live I'll be quiet because I'm going to be babysitting. So I'm not going to be live while babysitting. So I'm obviously going to have to end it as soon as I know she's awake. But she sleeps into 8 or 9 o'clock because she struggles to go to bed when she's here a little bit. She obviously I'm going to too much, like, not my business to say. But yeah, I do enjoy the babysitting. But as I say, I can kind of work a little bit tomorrow. My partner's going to work. She's going to be sleeping. My partner works from 5. So she's at work at 5. I'll probably come on at like 5:30. And because tattooing's relatively quiet, I mean, it's a small vibrate. It's not majorly loud. It's like through the wall. It's not going to wake her up. So I'll probably tattoo tomorrow on the live, and that'll be a bit of practice time. I can get in for like maybe like an hour or 2 until she wakes up. And obviously I'll end the live, and then I'll be back on Monday, and then I'm on live every single day this week. And I'm going to at least probably spend 2 days probably fingerboarding and stuff just to give my hands a rest from the tattooing, because I know I get a cramp. So if it's like any form of art, like carpentry, engraving, any sort of art I've done before, it does cause quite a bit of risk take. So I'd probably just take like a day or 2. But I really, really want to put one of my designs onto myself, because I feel like it's a rite of passage from what I've seen people do when they're tattooing themselves. They become like a bit of an artist with a tattoo. Yeah, what's good, Bo? So this is the design I want to put on my calf, I think. Oh, that's smashed. And then, it's meant to be like dark and drippy. It's alcohol. Another alcoholic. And then skateboarding. So it's like 2 addictions to me. That's why I called the company Skate Addiction. Because to me, it's like anything creative, artistic, which is skating, because it's like an art form. It used to be, at least. Nowadays, it's a fucking sport and an Olympics. You know what I mean? I'm like, bro, I miss the old days where it was just a good bit of fun. So I'm being creative with a piece of wood and some wheels. That was the good old days, right? Sorry, guys, I need to clean out half this fucking camera space. It's ridiculous. This might be a little bit better. How was that? Yeah, I think that's a bit better, isn't it? Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I wanted to do tattooing a few years ago, but I was like, not confident enough in my art like I am now. It's medical as well. So it's probably gonna be a while before I can go for any more. It's gonna be a scrapies. That's the reason I know I've got to be my own independent artist. Is as someone who is a medical broccoli user and is prescribed for seizures and glaucoma and a few things like that. I need to. I want people to know that I'm medicated, but I laugh by it because people think. But I literally operate at and I would literally get doctors to assess me or whatever. Like people sometimes, it's like a functioning. Let's just call it a functioning addict for now, right? For the sake of the argument. I technically am. I had my first tape when I was 9 years old. I really do not condone that. It's awful behaviour. It's just my parents were doing worse. And my brother dared me to have it out the ashtray. And I just remember, the reason I remember it so well, I was just coughing my lungs up for like half an hour and it was horrible. I couldn't. So I don't know what, about 11 or 10, maybe going to have to try it again. But kids would be kids, right? But yeah, ended up by the time I did get a doctor. I have a doctor's appointment as well too. From transit loss of consciousness wasn't from is the type of seizure I have. Isn't from it wasn't from substances. It's either it can be from substances, trauma, brain damage, or like injury to your head as a kid. So physical trauma or mental trauma. Mine was from mental trauma and physical trauma. So mine's nothing to do with substances or whatever. And I started very young, so medical properly, but it wasn't medical then because I was bad environment. Our brothers were like 12 when I was 6, so they were already, involved in that a little bit younger. I know, like 15, and I took it off of them. So I'm 25 now, but I've got my own business. I've had it since I was at least 13, like nearly every day, right? Maybe even 12, right? This I do not condone that. It's terrible, but seriously, as I said, and I didn't find out until I was 16 that I was having seizures, and that actually the medical broccoli, which they now confirmed to me because doctors couldn't say it before because it was illegal, was actually stopping my seizures, was stopping my arthritis feeling as bad as it did. Now I'm not saying things will like, oh, what's the saying? No, not Gandhi. That's a person. Dandy. That's it. And I'll find a dandy like, oh yeah, welcome. Like I have fair share. Like still, it makes the arthritis bad, and it technically could be considered dependent. But then water's addictive, isn't like there's a lot of things out you could say. I know people go, yeah, that's stupid because like your body needs that to survive. I'm like, yeah, but then someone's body could need something else. Like seizures probably would have taken me out by now, and just from brain damage alone, potentially my hair's gone wild today. Potentially falling over and hitting my head. Like multiple things could have gone wrong when you have a seizure. I don't know what you mean by that, but yeah, I'm just. Shit, what was I saying? Oh well. Oh yeah, that obviously it's medical reason. I need people who are going to tattoo to know that that is the case. There's plenty of people I don't give to, but I couldn't just be a standard. Like if I worked in there'd be so many places that wouldn't want to hire me, regardless how good of an artist I was. But the thing is, like, just like imagine like engraving everything else I've done with art in my life takes an incredible amount of patience. I require like if I get too stressed, who wants me to have a seizure while tattooing them? Nobody. But having like a bit, like a few drops of oil, or because it doesn't even have to be smoked. It's what doing anything understand about medical broccoli. It generally is. It's not like you're just trying to get smoked. Like, yeah, man, I'm just saying anything I can to do it because it doesn't even have to be effective. Like, you don't feel it necessarily because CBD does help it too. Rather, THC typically, but right, I'll be honest with you, saying that I don't like smartphones. I don't like I don't like tech these days. Is why I'm really stepping back into my old ways, like fingerboarding, skateboarding, anything that like drawing, tattooing. Alright. anything that just requires, like, yeah, fair enough, tattooing is electrical, but tattooing's been around for a long time. Fingerboarding, skateboarding, anything. I just got rid. I know this is gonna sound savage, but I just got rid of my Xbox for Series X to be able to, one, help towards my business, and two, so you know, everything like wood and whatnot. I didn't actually buy wood this time, but and to get a tattoo gun and all the things I need because I want to start tattooing. Like I saw, and people go, "Well, that's wild because you have all these games." And da-da." I'm like, "Yeah, but things come and go in life." I got so bored of gaming, sitting there button mashing. Right, I just haven't really gamed for like 3 years now since I had the business. And in that time, obviously, I've made fingerboards, I've made skateboards, wheels, done the packaging, coded the website, and they're, believe me, what's weird is I always used to go, "There's not enough time in a day. There's not enough time. No, sorry, there's too much time." I'd get bored. The opposite. I'd be sat there like gaming about, "Oh, I'm too bored," because it felt fulfilling, but it wasn't. Now I'm like, I know it sounds sadder, but in a way, I'm like, there's not enough time. I wish I had more time, and that's actually being more appreciative of what you have got, rather than oh, shit's just dragging on. Like I enjoy looking back and going, wow, like the last 3 years are going by. I've had a good time. There's been stresses, but they've been more manageable because I've been doing what I enjoy. Like even though they've been technically hard hitting things, like a business is really hard to run and start up from the ground up as well. It wasn't even like part linked with somebody. It was like the brand, the identity, everything from the ground up. That's a very difficult thing to do. And I'm so proud and happy I've done it. And that's why I also come on live, hopefully to inspire other people to take their own path in life. Because I mean, so many people are stuck in this rat race and miserable. And I see, well, no one seems to be helping people do that. There's other people who make content, there's other people who have businesses, but they seem to just make it gatekeep it. Just like it's like skateboarding. I've realised coming into tattooing now, tattooing's gate kept as well. Like, bro, everything I get involved in seems to be gate kept. Skateboarding, tattooing, art. They just make you think, oh yeah, you won't be able to do it. It's only a skateboarder that could do it. It's like, bro, what were you one time? A regular ass person who fell off his board every time, like every day. Like this is what happens. So I want, if anything, people to take that from it. The fact that yeah, I have this medical broccoli, but I'm not having an overload now. I'm just having the bits that are left over in it. I prescribed it. It's to stop me having seizures, like I said. But it's doing the mature thing. I don't drink alcohol anymore. So it's not. It's just wild, but I do miss having beer sometimes. Don't get me wrong. Very chill. I really miss having a beer sometimes. Especially, but now it's crazy. I wanted to drink all the time. I was bored. I had so much time on my hands, and I was gaming. And now I might think of putting tattooing, drawing, have a business. I have not enough time. I'm like, I get to the end of the day, and I'm like, I wish I had more day left. It's terrible. But it's also better than being depressed that life's too long and you're sat not too long. You're sat there like, oh, today's dragging on a bit, and that's one of the worst feelings ever. Like I never get that anymore. Not one time. And I'm not trying to like rub in people's faces because I work extremely hard, but I love what I do. So it's like it's a win-win. Even finding a hobby to do what you do on the side will make those moments that drag on feel less better. Like we all do stuff as a bit of a time killer. Do you know what I mean? To waste time, so to speak. Maybe not to a point where like waste time, because waste time's a bad. We do stuff to make time just go by smoother, and because otherwise, what's the point of living it if it's miserable? So we all do like that's why people drink, that's why people do this, that's why people work. Obviously, why people don't work for money, but I mean, it's why I work my own business because then if it is for money, when people are self-employed, you're working and they're not making money, but they're doing it for the love of it. What do you call that? That's not the hope one day that it does make something because it is partly, I guess, but it is also more like I really just enjoy what I do, and I want to sit there and kind of just sit there and live it. So I said, this is the first bit of line work tattoo kind of what I want to do. So it's literally one side. It's both of my addictions. I've had more addictions than that, but I just thought I didn't want to have a leaf on me because growing up I used to, I want a leaf on me. I was like, now I'm older. I'm not set each their own. I personally don't want a leaf on me because I think it looks like a beautiful plant, sativa, indica, whatever. But I think the way it's portrayed and the way people say it in media, it makes it seem tacky, and I can't be bothered with that stigma around me. I already smoke it. At the end of the day, well, I'd eat it. It's just because it's difficult in the UK. It's a bit of a nightmare, but I do have a prescription. I was literally at the forefront. I remember at 2018 waiting, like literally when they said it's legal. Still in 2026, people are like, oh, he's using it. I'm like, bro, your paracetamol in your cupboard is potentially more harmful than my medical broccoli. Like, no offense, but that's dangerous and it rips your stomach lining and shit like that. Where mine actually stops me having seizures. And I'm not saying like it's perfect for everyone because that would be stupid. I had a mate at school who kind of went do that and went into a mental hospital, and everyone always wondered if it was because of medical property. I do think if it was not clean or flushed out properly, maybe there is something that can go wrong with it. But that doesn't just that. If anything, that's more reason for it to be illegal, so it can be regulated. It can be. It's dumb. It is dumb. It really annoys me. Yo, that's good. I'm good. Thanks. Literally getting a tattoo gun today from starting a tattoo. Oh, and I wanted to tattoo myself for a long time. I've done stick and poke before. I've got 3 tattoos. You may have joined my life before. I have a skateboard company, a fingerball company, but it's all in one, I guess. And I make merch too. I'm a graphic designer. This is one of my really basic stuff I've just done to. I want a tattoo on my leg, line work. I appreciate it, man. But like, I know I'm not going to be able to do this for a long time, but this is the sort of thing I want to get into tattooing with. Like with this sort of detail. You know what I mean? It'd be sick. Thank you, I appreciate that. Let me find another piece. I've got more complicated. I have got more complicated pieces somewhere. I done this one which is it's death coming for you at 30, and another one which is a bear inside of a man. I'll show you people so people see what I mean. Oh, sorry, chest is hurting today. I mean, I've not finished the detail on it. I've still got to shade him in a little bit better, because obviously I tried to focus on the shading. I felt like he's coming through your face. As a skateboarder, well, I'm 25, but I've had injuries like a slip disc in my spine, a compound fracture of the bone came out my arm. And you can see a scar in there, and if I do it, it's weird. I don't know the shape of the bone. It's grim. Tore my ACLs, tore my UCLs, ripped meniscus, herniated disc, which is a disc in my spine. I think I already said that one. But now I'm on like shit tons of pregabalin and codeine and more. Well, I was on morphine sulfate for life, but I do. But yeah, it is. I mean, we're still young, 30 years younger than this. I mean, I'm 25, but it's going quick. It really does go quick. And then this one, this is probably one of my favourite ones recently, because it's the whole idea of like a mouse and a man. Then it's like exterior, that guy persona, like some tough guy persona. But yeah, I'm like, so tattoo gun's coming today. I'm gonna practice quite a bit today. I've been watching like I knew nothing about tattooing other than the fact that I liked tattoos, right? And that's how dumb, and I got 3. And I got my first one 20, and I'm 25. I was like, I really need more. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, on the iPad it's a lot easier. Like the SpongeBob up there, which was the first thing I drew 3 years ago again. Because I said to my partner, I was like, I can draw, you know, because I was getting sober, and she was like, "Can you?" Because all these things, when you, if anyone's been an addict, you know what I mean. Like, you lose who you are. You don't need to try and show anybody who you are, because you're not trying to like. It's not impress your partner, but at the same time, I was like, actually, does she fully know what I'm into, like what I enjoy? I was like, yeah, I used to draw, and then I sat there and drew it, and I was like, shit, that's from memory, and I was like, I'm actually quite with pen as well, because normally I'd go in with a pencil, and then the next one was shit, and I was like, damn it. I thought it was like a lucky streak, so I said, no, continue up, keep pushing with it. And then probably like 2 years ago now, well, I've made I've designed 400 graphics for my fingerboards and skateboards, so. Thank you. It is hard, isn't it? What I've realised on iPad is there's no friction at all. So it makes, my partner was saying this, she was like, it looks really easy, I bet I could draw something like that. And I was like, I don't actually think you could. I'm not trying to like mock it, like that took me a long time to be able to grasp, like shading and lighting and the different pencils. Like I've got all my favourite pencils set up here. And this is don't use Procreate in my opinion. I feel like that one's a little bit more hard to get my head around personally. But hard round, noise control, half tone, leafy line, sharp ink because it has a tapering end, rake, light outline, pressured, and you know things like pencil. That's all you need. And then, I mean, I do work with colours, but I don't particularly like colours all that much. But I do need one, don't I? Do you know what? I've got a spray that I use very often, but it's because I've got my niece over at the moment, and we're both babysitting. Obviously not right now. They've gone to the shop for a bit, do a food shop. So I was like, I'm gonna hop on, tell people I'll be going live a little bit tomorrow morning, but it'll be quiet live where I'll be tattooing some fake skin. And by the end of the week, I'm gonna try and do my leg because it doesn't matter if I do a little one up here, because I can always get a cover up quite easy. And apparently, you should jump in quite soon to do it on the skin, so you don't get so comfortable with fake skin and not know what it feels like. Because apparently, it's a lot more slidey and a lot. It just goes through like butter on skin compared to fake skin, which is like more jagged and there's a little bit more friction. So, and that makes sense to me. Obviously, skin is generally just with an needle, it's just going to cut through it. So, but yeah, this spray should help a bit. But that's why I like to use the pen, because if I was drawing with my finger on an iPad, that'd be disgusting. The thing is, the reason I didn't bother with doing that is because I know there's AI, and I feel like people are just going to go and use flipping AI, you know what I mean? Nah, so they're actually boards I made. I made these two. So I designed the packaging. That's my company, Skate Edition. So I make skateboards too. These are my skateboards. Oh crap! I'll write that down a bit more. I will just say, like, the reason I'm so driven away is I've been homeless. I was in care, and like I don't have any proper family. So to me, there is no other people have a fallback plan. They have people they can turn to. They have like a home they can, if they really are at rock bottom. Where I really don't. So to me, it's more of a fuck it. I have to describe it. I just push myself so hard through shit. Like I've been attacked before in London with, let's say, a bladed article 7 times. I had someone try and acid attack me. I had someone put a 9mm to my hand. Multiple times. I lost multiple friends, and after you go through so much in life, you kind of just go, "No, fuck this. Life is not nice." But I'm gonna have to do something to make sure I've got a bit more stability than I do currently. It was wild. You'll have talents. People just, I'll be honest with you, I was an addict for many years, and I'm not saying that's what other people are doing, but getting sober, sometimes you need something in life to give you like that push. And that's why I come on here to hopefully also. I had a mate who was 35 years old, he had kids, and I'm not going to say his name out of respect to that. I've not heard from him since. I've kind of dread the worst because he was an addict. And I can't say this because I'm not saying who. His kids went into care, and I was in care myself, and I was losing respect because I'm like, babe, kids are everything. That's why I'm also want my life on the straight and narrow before I'm in my 30s, because I'm just, life is pushing on. So I was kind of just at a point where I couldn't help him anymore, and he was every day being like, "Oh, why'd you get to do this? Why'd you get to do that?" I'm like, I don't get to do this. It's not fucking handed to me on a silver platter. I had to push through the most amount of shit. I don't have any friends alive left. The last ones I had OD'd because they couldn't handle the trauma that we had to live through. It's a shit world, but you just got to keep pushing, because otherwise, what do I do? Just sit there and mope? You know, like, it's crazy. It's a cruel world. I feel like you can't believe in anything. It's all sugar coated. And other people took a long time to wake up to that sugar coating being fucking melting off. I instantly was just seeing that shit for what it was, because it was never sugar coated for me. So 100%. Hello, welcome. I mean, it is as well as fuck. So I don't trust. I know, because I don't trust in people. It's brilliant. I've been with packaging and designing and being stuff like that. And I've never. Some people have obviously tried to scam me, but it don't work because I'm so independent with my work. I work on something with somebody, but I'm not just going to be like, someone's tried to buy into the company multiple times. I'm like, no, because I guess they see the potential. I mean, this channel grew in less than 6 months. We went from like it's less than six. I know it's less than 6 months. I think it's good. Maybe like 6 at the most. But we've gone from 250 followers to, fuck knows what it is now, 1.5k. And for what it is, it was a niche. I think with tattooing is going to make it boom a little bit even more, to be honest with you, because I mean, who doesn't like it? I find tattooing just even satisfying to watch. Especially because that shit's permanent art, and I guess it's like watching it the whole time. No, it's actually not. They'll be on this side. I know it's because the camera's mirrored, and this one's got a little turtle on it. This one is a band from my partner. This one's actually, she got for me, it's sweet. It's got her eyes on it. It's got beautiful blue eyes. I would do mine, but they just got green eyes, bro. They don't make a difference because it's a grey photo, but still. Anniversary gift. Why the fuck did I put my papers up? Oh, I also made. I showed this book. This one's really fucking weird. And also the glow in the dark boards. I don't know what I have to show people now because I've got myself. I'll also do boards that have leaves on them, if you know what I mean. Like oak leaf, or other companies are like, oh, they're a bit hesitant. I'm like, why? There's nothing wrong with it. Like, parasitic, there's things with alcohol on it that are a lot worse. This weird ass shape. Kind of, I don't even know, it's like a banana leaf and it's got like a melon. I call it watermelon banana leaf because it is. I have no idea. Fuck, you flip it over, it looks like a leaf. You look it over, it looks like a banana leaf. Oh shit, not banana, bro. I'm lost in my words. Banana leaf and the melon. There you go. The texture. This heat wave we've had, which has ended now, beautiful. It was too much. There's all the British people going, oh, come on, give me a bit of sun, give me a bit of sun. He's like, oh, fucking sun, there you go. And he's just cooking it half alive. I mean, France had a 43.9 degrees Celsius, right? That is fucking mental. That is like, I don't think people quite comprehend, like, for people with Fahrenheit, that's like 110, 150. That's crazy. That's crazy. But the UK had like 100 degrees Fahrenheit, a little bit more at some points. It was Arizona sun with Florida humidity. That's what we had. And when people sit there and you see all these people going, oh, there's nothing for Brits complaining about the weather, I'm like, bro, every person who is saying that is out of the country. Every other person who's foreign that's in this country is going, fuck me. And it's because you guys have AC in lots of places in the world where we don't. We're like the one country that's like 5% AC is in private buildings. It's wild. Wait, yeah. Fucking same time. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. I'm sorry, terrible at taking compliments. It's like somebody saying, you know, if you're a really good driver, and someone's like, oh my Dave, no, honestly, you're really good at driving. It's like, all right, thanks. Like you don't know what to say because it's something you've just done for so long, and to you it doesn't feel hard. If it was something that took a lot to pull off, like the tattooing would probably be quite a learning curve. So I'd be very happy with that. I think that's why I need something new, a little bit. So I've been now doing the iPad art for. The funny thing is, I'm obviously doing this tattooing. I'm obviously got my business from the ground up, but I'm also going to get another job. I mean, I don't love work. I know it seems like I do. I just love potentials of where the business could be and stuff like that. And a lot of people do work to get a business up in the air more. Like I can fund way more for it. I've just given it the last 3 years really to kind of work off everything else I had and work on the business, if you know what I mean. And now it's just obviously gets a bit tight. I mean, the business, don't get me wrong, it takes a long time for a business to become profitable, like you know, you can just not work other jobs and just work on that one. But it was started off as a hobby anyway, making the skateboards. Like, got the glow in the dark one as well. I don't know if I showed you. This is the X-ray scan of a board that's gone up someone's ass. It needs another coating. But yeah, this glows in the dark. Also made this, I forget to show you these ones. Hoodie. So this is printed directly onto the fabric because I prefer that compared to like this one. Yeah. You know the ones that are like printed on that vinyl shit? Nah. And then I'll see the logo. And then beanies. These felt ridiculous to show the other day because how hot it was. And fuck tons of packaging. The amount of things you realise you have to have money for a business, like just packaging alone. Oh, I get like what do you call it? Say if you've got to send something back or something, you can't use money either for a while because if somebody wants a refund, then boom, you can't be, oh, by the way, yeah, you don't have your money. Like, what kind of business does that? No one. It's wildly more challenging than you would think. The amount of paperwork, but as soon as I got into it, after a while, I was like, shit, I've gone too deep. I can't stop. And don't get me wrong, I probably would have if it wasn't anything else skate related. That's just me being honest about it. It was so intense, and it's like tear your hair out for like you're there, you get up, you realise you've got so much to do for the rest of the week. Oh, I'm just going to work a few hours in the night a little later just so I have time. Otherwise, you're going to get shit done. Let me charge these up quickly. Oh, man, I'm so tired. I know it's that heat, but it's just kind of not really had the best sleep the last few days, so hopefully it'll cool down a little bit. Wait, taking lithium? Oh, fuck that. Wait, are you in the States then? I'm guessing you're from the States, maybe. Ooh, I don't know, because a lot of places can. Right, everyone has AC. That's what I'm saying. It's just people in the UK don't. We got to suffer. Granted, a lot of us bits a little harder than needed, but it's kind of just a British way in it, I guess. I mean, British if you're like 1 minute complaining that it's raining, then you're complaining that it's sunny. And I mean, the weather's constantly just trying to fuck us and give us the cold shoulder anyway. It's like, this is what you get. Wait, I couldn't hit on this. Like, to hit on this, probably a frontside shove it or a frontside pop shove it. Maybe get the max, there is a difference, but I just say, just shorthand. I know they are different. It's just not got the pop in. Or a nollie frontside pop shove it. That's the last one. But because people then go, oh, but what about like varial heels or half flips or ghetto birds? I'm like, bro, it's just all technical shit. Like, I enjoy them, but to a degree, there's like a certain level of simplicity I like with a trick. Even an ollie can be one of my favorite tricks. That sounds really dumb, but I just think it could, if it's pulled off nicely, you can have a really clean. So I'd rather like do a ollie up a six there and be that more impressed by that than just do like a varial heel or something, because I can really like varial heel, frontside shove it, heel flip. I mean, yes, it's a little harder. I feel like that flick point at the end, but it's more also in the back pocket, how you pop it. You can technically do a varial heel just with the back foot, really, as long as you just kind of. It's almost like sometimes you see people don't even, it's like with a cheeky tray flip. I love this stream. Wait, you think this? You wait. What? You think I'm from Tel Aviv? Is that what you're trying to? Wait. Or are you saying you're from Tel Aviv? So no, man. That's good. I mean, I've got BPD. I know it's like different. I have borderline. So I don't actually say bipolar. I have BP, borderline personality disorder. Fuck me, it's difficult. It's considered. This is what I tell people: you can achieve anything you fucking want to. You really set your mind to anything you can achieve. Because there's no way with BPD, a lot of people end up being sectioned. You know, what I mean, it's now called emotionally unstable or whatever the fuck they decided to call it now. But mine's from trauma, being homeless, going through what I went through as a kid. Yeah, it's tough. So I still get angry over like absolutely nothing from my BPD. Really, it's not nothing. It feels like something. You know, it's like the worst thing ever. But it's the worst rage tolerance I have to things. It's terrible, man. It really is. But yeah, I may have to head off in a sec. But tell you what, I wouldn't wish BPD on my way anyway. You know what I mean? Welcome. I'm confused, but I'm guessing they're saying that I am streaming from Tel Aviv. I'm not. I'm actually from the UK. But congratulations on spotting my heritage, my guy. But I'm a Christian by faith. So there you go. And this is my. Whoa, where's Jesus gone? JC. You found him. Jesus Christ. So, if anything, you can call it as a messianic Jew, but I'm not. But that would be what it technically is. Is a Jew that believes in the Messiah, but then more heritage, because it is my heritage. I can't help. You cannot help your birthright. Okay, that's just a fact. Like, you can't control that. You control what you believe in. But no, I'm from the UK, my guy. Well, actually, I was born in Wales. Well, yeah, the UK. my family moved from Romania. So, well, and South Africa, a bit of both. It's like 2050. And the other half was already in Wales. I had some good coffee. Some really good coffee. But these should be charged up enough now to show people. Or at least show one of the boards glow in the dark. No, I would show the skateboard if I could. Right, here we go. So there you go. See. So not a glow in the dark paint, otherwise it wouldn't glow that bright. This is on sale as well, by the way. So this is like 45% off glow in the dark board. They're all 45% off. Even this one's 45% off. I think this one comes with 2 grip tapes because 1 grip tape's just not going to fit. There's quite a few different boards we've got in store right now. And this is the other one that's glow in the dark. This is actually, oh crap, one of my favourite ones, arguably, but so it's got this little tree there, little sunset, moonlight, sorry, reflecting off the ground. I mean, it's a very bright graphic. Obviously, it would be better in person because the camera's struggling to pick up the light quality. Because you know, when if anyone's tried to record anything in the dark with your iPhone, you know how much it struggles to pick it out. It's like it needs the light like the human eye to focus better. But if anything, it needs more light. It's terrible. Do you know sometimes you try and record something in the dark, but your phone can't see it, but you can. That's what I mean. It's shit. So realistically, seeing that like you do should indicate that it's a much better quality in person. As I said, there's a sale on right now. I think that one's on sale. There's one of them that's actually a discounted board already. It's on this, so then that's all we got. That's the discounted board plus a 45% sale off. The 45% off of everything other than skateboards. And the discount automatically applied at the checkout. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to enter any code. It would just say before you do anything, put any money or details. It would you add it to it. Go check out. It will say minus 45% off, and then it'll tell you the total price before you even enter any details. But you can only use it one time, by the way, because it will know it's like one time per customer. So if you try and order again, you won't get that 45% sale pop up. It's a bargain because there's some real good shit on the store right now. Probably, actually, I would arguably say right now with the jumpers and the beanies and the amount of fingerboards I've got up there, glow in the dark ones, the amount of the different shapes I've got as well, probably the best time I've had on the store with graphics. And I've just remembered St. Pete, you guys won't be able to order today because the store is closed for a few hours until I flipping pay the tax bill. So this is what I mean. Good fun. So yeah, it'll be open in a few hours, I hope. If not, when might it be? Like Friday or something. This is an issue going on with the store, and like, even though I've already done tax exemption, they're still charging me. So I hope that'll be it will be a nice payback because I don't actually need to be paying that. What the tax they're trying to charge me anyways. Yes, you can say I took a sharp intake breath then. It's like, oh, the pain. Let's just say they're trying to 45% tax me already before I'm in that tax bracket. There's no way I should be being taxed this much. I'm being taxed way too high. So obviously, yeah, I've got to resolve that. It's a pain in the ass. Right, anyway, yeah, so that's it really. I don't know what time I've really got to say, but so I'm going to go and get on with the graphic designing for the tattoos. Obviously, oh man, I'm generally so excited, and I'll post a video today. Won't be going live again today, but tomorrow I'm going to do a quiet live. It'll be like literally, well, I won't be talking because my niece is going to be next door asleep, so babysitting, but I'm going to be able to sit in here and do some practicing on some fake skin. I'm also going to do a bit of freehand, which is really, really like wild for tattooing because I mean, freehand is for someone who's not really even tattooed before. I say really, I've never tattooed. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I've never tattooed before. I'm kind of convinced it's not going to be as hard as all that. I do think it's going to be a massive learning curve. I think it's going to be years before I'm an incredible artist with the tattoo, with tattoo inks. But the fact I'm already done engraving, carpentry, stonemasonry, And art has been my main subject of my life through even media and photography is a type of art. Skateboarding, expressionate sort of art form, graffiti. I've always been into what people would call the art, so to speak. Creating stuff, craft. Made this marble edge, which is actually marble. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually very pleased with how this came out. With the coping I've managed to stick on it. Obviously, it's not. That is literally UV resin. That's literally this shit, right? It's UV resin, but it's actually that's exactly a lot harder and it break and it wouldn't be like you know what I mean. But finding marble that has a particular pattern on it has been absolute ball ache. I've been looking everywhere for a particular shape. I just wanted literally a flat square piece like of marble. I mean, if you literally look at the side, you can see where it is the UV resin where I've set it in layers. But if you look at the top, that's the finished effect of that marble, which is quite nice. And as I say, it's a UV resin. I was looking for marble ledges for ages that but I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna make my own, stick some coping on there. This one's got like a nice curved inward face, so when it does do like things, it has like a slightly inward edge. But yeah, it's quite nice. And also this bit here is also you can angle the slope. So I thought if I stick a board in here, it's gonna seem weird, but you can technically just have more of an angled one where you can come up and do more tricks in it, like wall rides maybe. Especially if you stick something like that next to it, because then you can generally come up and ride onto it, do rides and stuff. So what I like about ledges and obstacles and stuff, especially as a skateboarder, is trying to be creative with obstacles and stuff like this. That's gonna hold well. That totally will hold. And I think I actually prefer making something than, you know, obviously the boards are a lot more different. You could just make it with scrap pieces around the house. It's got to be really good quality items, but generally, well, making that obviously you needed the UV resin to set. And I mean, it was trust in the process because while I was doing each layer, that does look nothing like marble. It looks like a marble, but it doesn't look like marble. You know how marbles have got the layers for it? I feel like that's what it kind of looked like. Oh, I'm actually so impressed with that marble finish. Completely put out. Is UV resin plastic? I guess so. It's like a glue bit in it, really. And I just kept setting it in this each layer. Bit of white, bit of grey, bit of black, bit of gold, and what I think about 10 layers to get to that actual finished point. Because I'd some of them quite thin, and then I'd done an encasement on the top layer to give it that really smooth finish. It was bumpy as shit where I've been running all the lines for it, but I'm honestly so stoked with how this came out. Move the stick off it for now, but yeah. Marble ledge, and you see they kind of like go inwards a little bit, so it's got this little. I mean, it'd be cool if you could fit the board in there, but no, that's just something else. But like, so as I say, I can now put something in here and actually have it as a slightly raised ledge. So yeah, it's not just it's angled, it's sloped. And I don't know what it is. As I say, when people skate street skating, you've seen people like to prop ledges up and not even ledges, just drain pipes, anything, just so you can skate it because it's being a little bit more creative with the spot. I felt like that's what I felt with this spot. I felt really inspired with this one, this particular obstacle to try and make something a little bit more creative. So literally, you can now ride up. You know what I mean? Like, that's so much cooler than before. Wait, would that ride up? I'm pretty sure it wouldn't. Like, it won't go onto it. You know what I mean? It's too high for it. But by putting that there. Oh. Yeah, by putting that there. I can't actually ride that way, so. Can ollie out like that, but. Or not. Yeah, so you just be able to make more of a DIY ledge spot with it. And as I said, trust in the process. It took ages last night. About 40 minutes of setting layers. And it didn't look anything like marble until I reached the top. Yes, I think looking at that, I don't know, there's so many things in my life that's like trust the process, and then so many things I think I see people give up on early because they look at it and they go, oh, that's not right, oh, that doesn't look good. Oh, that can't be correct. I really lack of faith in their capabilities. I think loads of people really lack in their faith. They have a lack of faith in in their capabilities, and it's quite sad to see, to be honest. Hello, welcome. All good. How are you? Just saying about this marble ledge I made out of a resin. If you look at the side, it looks nothing. It looks like a marble, but not marble. Marble ledge. It literally is clear in some parts. It's fucking nightmare. But as I said, it's trusted in the process. And by just got that final layer, it finally came out looking more marbled. And now it's just mixing a bit of gold, a bit of white, a bit of black. Ah, it's not good. Sorry to hear that. I'm gonna be well, I hope my incoherent waffling helps. I don't know, it's just, going on at the moment. Well, I will be back on tomorrow. I don't know how long I've got left now, unfortunately, today. But tomorrow I'll be back on for like 6 o'clock, probably ish, until my niece wakes up. I'm gonna be quiet most live. I'm just gonna be tattooing fake skin. I might try a little bit of line work on myself just to see how it comes out. I'm quite excited about it. That's horrible. Sorry to hear that. I mean, don't like think that's what friends would do, because obviously that's not a very good group of friends at all. That's nasty. So the reason I mean, I don't put it past people. My mate got like flipping deodorant stuff sprayed into his eyes, and he was tied to a post in a field and left there all night. He got cold. I think he got something else. I can't remember what it was. I don't know if he got bit by something, because he did. He ended up going to sleep, but something. Yeah, woke up next day. They found him. The farmer found him or something in the field, but I didn't know about it until obviously. I mean, I wouldn't have ever been involved in it. But it was my mates doing it to one of our other mates. So I'm like, that's just, so you're not a fucking mate then. That's just so, yeah. Wait, not for you top. Huh? I'm so confused right now. That's what's it? What do I do? Anything to do? I mean, oh, is that what you're trying to say? Free sounds like shit. I was like, what? Or maybe you're. I have no idea. Honestly, I'm sorry. Fuck people, honestly. Weirdos. It's fine. I like to say, I don't know why people think Dan like Diddy. Someone earlier said, "Oh, he's streaming my favorite stream from Tel Aviv," and that's more funny because he's trying to point out that he thinks I'm a Jew. That has more comedy, satire, funny kind of humour to it. So they're saying Diddy's lurking, bro. I'm in the UK. I'm British. I'm white. There's nothing to do. Like, literally have no correlation. Nothing like him. And it's not even like, oh, it's trolling. It's not even like trolling's funny when, fair enough, when the other person doesn't know, but it has to make sense. Otherwise, you just look like an idiot. Like that's not trolling someone. You just look like you just look stupid. Because there's no like, you know what I mean? It's like having to explain a joke to someone, but like there is no explaining it because there is no punchline. Like you are the punchline, my friend. Have a good one if you're still watching. People, honestly, come up with something original, funny. Right, it was about Diddy or something like. Uh, People absolutely bore me. No offense, but they do. Like I was saying earlier, it's quite funny because how I sit there and taking pointless information, like pointless, but also the helpful bits, I just kind of see through it. I don't really understand people these days at all, because I think that the short attention span is so bad. I'm watching videos, like, so my niece is watching a YouTube video, she's also watching like Cocomelon for not so much anymore. But I saw a study thing saying that they would, anytime a kid would get bored, they would then stick colours up and flashing things to really draw them in again. Bro, that's like not entertainment anymore. That's manufactured. That like brain control to a degree. Because you're trying to control them to keep them continuously watching the screen. Then they get these like massive temper tantrums. Like the punishment used to be, you can't go out with your friends, right? You can't go out. You can't go and have a good time. You have to stay in the bedroom. Now it's no. You have to leave. You have to go sit in a field and wait until it's dark, and then you can have your Xbox back. And it's like, oh, what do I do? Who do? I saw a girl recently in the UK too. Social media ban. She's crying out, what am I even going to do? How am I going to talk? No one's going to talk to each other. Da, da, da. It's bad, but I mean, that's kind of the point, isn't it? You need to learn to talk to each other again. If it's that bad, like at least we still did growing up. You know, we had, you had Messenger on the computer and stuff on the actual Facebook. It was on the Facebook at one point. I hope people remember that. Like, you actually go up, you had the three things, you had like contacts, Messenger, and notifications, a bell thing. So that was like it. And you had the three things over there as well. I mean, it was all on the desktop. And with that, you go on it maybe at a library or a school computer, and that was it. Chances you having a home computer were like, you know what I mean? These days are they're fucking doomed. I'm sorry, but they are. Because I'm seeing it and I'm watching out my own nose. Like, I'm sorry, if I have a kid, it's not about being like, oh, you've got to let Carl grow up like everybody else. Not if I know that it's fucking rotting your brain. Then no, I'm good. I mean, grow up, homeschooling. Like before, I never agree with that. Cause like you need social life. I'm like, if the socialness is that, kids in school like that, then no. You're better off socializing with like family members who do the same thing, having like a little tight knit community. Become like fucking Mormons or something. You know what I mean? But not so. Oh, okay, I'm not going to say anything here. Just with no religious aspects, you just purely just want to live a little bit more old fashioned. You don't want things to be so like in your phones all the time. So people be texting people that right next to each other. Like, oh yeah, what do you want for dinner? Or like, what are we doing later? Like, just fucking, what are you doing later? Oh wow, that was so hard. If anything, that was so much easier than texting. It blows my mind. It really blows my mind. And like all that satellite power and all that shit, just for what? We have a vocal box, like, you know what I mean? Voice box, like vocal box, like we do, just be vocal with it. One day we are going to evolve away from using our voices, and they're going to be like, how did he communicate? And one day once we spoke with our mouths, and now we have to use technology. I mean, I reckon there's people go, no way, not a chance. But I mean, no one would have guessed AI. I kind of have a really worrying feeling that there is a chance that people actually don't. They become like can't communicate through voice. I really think that could happen. What's the word? Fucking illiterate. No, that's can't write. Non-verbal, just essentially. You know what I mean? Just become non-verbal. Not even through choice, just because the parents are going to not really be communicating with the kids because they're on their phones, and then through that, the kids don't learn to communicate, and then you end up with people just like, it's like Wally. It literally Wally predicted that shit years ago. People going around in little chairs. Like I used to think, what like, joke, imagine if that actually happened, and now I'm like actually kind of worried that shit's going to happen. I say it happens now, I refuse because as I said, people always like to point out sometimes like, oh, I'm on a live stream. But this uses brain power. This doesn't, and in a good, healthy way because it reminds me how to have a conversation. If anything, it's a little bit more difficult. Sometimes you just got to roll off the bat with the next conversation, next conversation, next one, rather than just waiting for a two-way, nice, easy. Like you can breathe for a second. On live, you kind of just have to. Like people go, I'm only person on here, and I'm like, well, yeah, but if I don't talk, it doesn't draw people. Then I'm like, oh, so what's going on here? Then like, I kind of join in on the conversation. See, two people leave, three people come back in. Like it just goes. If I was just sitting here talking, but that's the difference between watching and doing. Is doing makes you engage, and yeah, you would think, oh, I always used to think over engaging is going to make your brain slow, and I think over a while it will do. But I think under engagement is more dangerous. I've realised that. Like, so not talking with people, not communicating, not learning, sitting there, staying in a routine. Because as a child, it's the most developmental period of our life. That's when we learn the most, and it's when we grow the most to a degree. Other than from like that 9 months of birth when you go from microscopic to That's actually when they say what's the biggest time period of growth, people always forget about that. The 9 months you go from like literally invisible to like yay big, right? That's a massive growth. Oh, I'm so nervous. I want to get on this tattoo, man. It's kind of bad, isn't it? The only reason I'm saying it's bad is if you got a tattoo gun and you're excited. It's kind of like when you're first 18 again and you can go get a tattoo or something and you're just stupid with it. You're like, oh, obviously I'm not going to do that. That's why I've got enough fake skin to practice for. I'm probably going to just do this fake skin before, like all of it, every square inch that I can before I even move on to skin. And obviously, I've got a few people that said they wouldn't mind me tattooing them. So like you're a really good artist, but like the one thing I think people forget that I didn't realise fully is how different tattooing is from like how different. It's very, very different. You know, like I'm going to do a thing called learning as much as I can. But if I get these words wrong, forgive me. Is it called floating the needle, which is essentially rather than having it so you're right up to straw, you can't blow out because it can't go deep enough. That's it. The reason I don't like looking at it is there's more ink all over the skin, then there's a lot more cleanup and a lot of ink waste. I don't like waste. So there's a way you like gauge it with your hand, or you can do this. Just use it like this to as like a gauge for depth. And I have quite sturdy hands when it comes out, so I'm not too panicked, but yeah, I think I'm gonna be okay at floating the needle. As they call it, so I think it's called floating the needle. Yeah, floating the needle. I think it's Oh, I'm honestly so excited, man. As I say, top of my thigh is going to be the first place that I do tattoo because I thought, hey, hand's going to be easy, right? Because but no, because I can't pull my skin apart. So you've got to pull your skin slightly to do the tattooing. I honestly think the lives of the tattooing are going to do quite well. Because what I've ever seen other channels that do tattooing do quite well is I think tattooing's a lot less neat than fingerboard. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm still skating. I still have this is still it as a main thing. Like tattooing is a side hobby, but I really, really do want to have another hobby on the side. That's because at the end of the day, if anyone's ever had a hobby and turned a hobby into a business, or you've heard about people turning a hobby into a business, you'll know that's a risky move because you can absolutely kill your hobby. Like you can absolutely put that nail in that coffin, and you don't want to you don't want to do the hobby again because you lose the fun in it because it becomes business, 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 and try and get your business somewhere. That's why I would recommend it. That's why when I tell people, believe me, I do what I do for the love of it. And the business kind of just come naturally on the side. I don't make the business the main aspect. So I would have lost my mind with the business, right? Or knowing less people better. It doesn't matter. Like that's just how business is. It's only all-consuming. It's so tiring. But if you, like I don't, turn it into your hobby into a business, it can be a bit of a risky move. I would say, I've heard people always recommend against that if you don't love enough because you may destroy your love for. It's like I've always had people say, "Oh, you should do what you love because then you never work a day in your life." That's very true. Because there's some days I'm like considered work, and I consider it extreme work, and there's a lot to do. It's very tedious work. There's a lot of repetitive stuff. There's a lot of health and safety. There's so much you have to do. Risk assessments, even with fingerboard, yes. With skateboards, risk assessments are even worse. Like there's a lot of paperwork to do. There's a lot of nitty gritty bits to do. It's a very tedious thing sometimes, but most of the time you're having a blast. That's the truth of it. But with like making that hobby, that hobby and that passion a job, you end up not being able to just rely on it as a crutch for life, or something you would really enjoy to just lay back and chill. It's something you are almost forced to do because it's your job. So by forcing yourself to do it through work, you see how you end up killing it as a hobby because you end up getting mad that you've given yourself no option, no break, no approval. And I mean, I nearly hit that. I'm not gonna lie to people. I nearly hit it because I forgot for a minute why I started the business. I forgot I started it to do what I wanted, not what I wanted in life, but be happy, help other people find just like the same sort of motivation and passion and drive. So multiple reasons really that I set out to start my own skateboard company. But as I said, a lot of people would recommend against making a hobby that I now know in the business. Like, well, I've stepped away for a little bit from all the business meetings and like seminars and webinars, all that shit. But it is all consuming. It really is. And like I said to my business coach, because she didn't. My business coach did not start a business with her own hobby. She said she's not only met a few people who have done it. She said one of them crashed and burned and never also took up the hobby again as a hobby because they were so mad at it. It was almost like a reminder of what they failed at or whatever. And that's exactly what I'm like. I'm not going to let this hobby die in that sense. By staying on top of other hobbies and other passions, you have other avenues and other outlets, and that's why I've got to get into tattooing because drawing and art has not felt artistic enough for me. It felt like drawing onto paper felt a bit like not productive at all. But making the fingerboards, making the skateboards, or the graphics felt so productive because you're making like a finalized product. But I never saw art on a piece of paper as a finalized product. Now, I'm not shitting on any artists who just draw on paper because it's incredible. Keep up that passion, keep up that drive. I just personally always found it like it was a half project complete because it would always be a drawing board, so to speak. That's what the piece of paper would be for me. In an art class, if I was going to design a blanket with a print on it, or whatever I was doing that was artistic, the drawing board would always be a piece of paper, so to speak, or a white blank sheet, which would be either a spidergram, a Venn diagram, whatever they're called, or things I want to have in it, things I don't. Like with a good piece of art, sometimes you go in with an idea, and sometimes you just float. And that's what I done earlier with like Moon and that skateboarding one. There's, like I said, finding this tattooing is mainly going to be a hobby because I want it. You can't have everything as a hobby, be a job too, because you lose your passion for life and like why you set out with that hobby in the first place. Because you don't just get to do it for fun anymore. You've got to do it because you kind of forced to do it through work. Like when you're forced to do something as a human being, we don't like being forced to do jack shit. So forced to work, forced to do this, forced to pay bills, forced to do that. Of course, we're just gonna lose our minds collectively. So yeah, welcome, bro. Yeah, I've been losing my mind a little bit. So it's just only with the business because it's like you're forced to do it, like I was saying. So by stepping back, not stepping back, but 2 days a week, 3 days a week tattooing. I'm really excited. I will be tattooing on myself like next week, and I'll do it on a live. I'm fine doing it on live. I know none of my lives are for kids anyway because it says not suitable for kids. But I don't know if I'll have to put an 18 thing on it. Like, hopefully not because I think that's ridiculous. As long as I put like trigger warning blood or something. Because I mean, tattooing is quite messy. I mean, I don't bleed all that much, so to be fair, it's a piece of piss. But I'm just so excited to get it done. So the tattoo gun's actually arriving today. I've got 12 pieces of fake skin, which is like this big to try on and get every inch of it done really before I even start. Maybe do a bit of line work on the tattoo I've already got just to like fill it in, see how it is, because it should blend. If not, it's fine because the inks can be slightly different in colour to a degree. So it's either black or like lighter grey or whatever, darker grey. But yeah, oh man, I'm so excited. It's like a child at Christmas or something. And like I said, like you got to one thing I say about hobby and a business and a passion, I'd say never work a day in your life. That's so true. But you also have the issue, you run the risk of killing your hobby because you, as I said, you're forced to do it. Because it's not a case of, I just want to sit back and relax for a little bit. I know I need to get this trick because I'm seeing this as the next thing to promote this or whatever it is. I know it sounds stupid, but it's like these skaters go crazy on a skateboard because they want to get the best clip and get the most view time. If somebody's just doing a shove it, they get a bit, oh, okay, they want to see somebody like do some crazy fucking coffin through like I don't know, just wild shit, man, like a foot plant off of a street sign and have to wall ride up and it's like a fucking 30 feet up. Like the shit they have to do is just wild sometimes. I mean, like Andy Anderson's a prime example of having to get freaky with the board, as I like to say, just getting weird, like all the hand plants and all the weird finger flips and essentially just becomes like you're not really skateboarding to a degree anymore. You are just still skateboarding, but you're doing some weird shit. But it's cool. I love what he does with it. I think it's incredible, like the wall rides and the weird swishy shit. Like the control he has with the board is almost like I feel like he has better control on a skateboard than I do walking. Like I feel like he actually could skate anything and anywhere, and I would struggle walking those areas, and I'd slip over. Like that is how gifted he is with the board. God was just like, here you go, come out of the womb fucking carving it, bro. Like he's honestly a legend. I love it. I love Nigel and stuff like that. But after seeing his injuries recently, right, put me more off of going wild unless I'm wearing some gear. But that's all like, bro, as well. I want to get my tattoos done. I feel, I know I'm jumping from thing to thing, but I don't know if I'll see people who have tattoos, but I feel naked. I feel naked about tattoos, and there's nothing more defeating than your girlfriend having more tattoos than you. I'm not joking. but I'm not to a degree, only because I agree. You know, people would always just assume, maybe not, maybe it's just my old mindset, and I accept if it's my old ways, but like the guy would maybe have more tattoos, especially if he is an artist. So I am an artist, I love art, and my partner is not an artist, but she likes tattoos. I like tattoos too, but I mean, I'm not saying she's terrible at art, I'm saying obviously I've got like my master's degree in art. I'm going into, so you got a Scottish thing. I can't remember what it's called, like Scottish degree, some degree. So you've got GCSE, A level, and then it keeps going up. You've got diploma at some point, and you've got like masters just before diploma. But yeah, as I said, she wants me to tattoo a few pieces on her, which is quite nice. I think it's a quite honourable thing about actually letting somebody put art on your body for permanently. I mean, they could get it lasered off, but everyone knows that's just a nightmare. People will get cover up. It's still an honour in a way. So I'm really going to work on this. And tomorrow, I'm back on in the morning, but I'm not going to be really speaking because my niece is going to be asleep. So I'm going to be in here. She's going to be there. It's fine. So, because I'm babysitting a little bit, but I thought, why not get that practice? Because I'm going to have to sit there. Because I know I'm waking up at 5 because my partner's getting up at 5. She's going to work, and I work from home. So I'm like, there's no point waking her up when she just likes to sleep until at least 8 or 9. Bless her, because she goes to like nursery and school and stuff like that. So as a kid, you know what it's like when you want the weekend, you want to just relax a little bit more. I'm not going to make him get up to just sit around to do nothing. But like, I can get up, do a bit of housework, start the live, and then just get a bit of practice time in. Because also just means she'll have more energy for the rest of the day rather than just being so tired so early on. Because she's like 4, 5, bless her. So and that used to, you know, it wasn't even that long ago before she was having naps. I feel like so. She does, if she sleeps through it, she'll end up just having more energy for the rest of the day, which she'll need. Yeah, it's funny because I've got a temporary tattoo machine as well, so it literally just prints off anything I draw. And I kind of wanted it to be able to see what a piece would look like somewhere. Just because I mean, so, you know, people take pictures and all that look alright. I thought it'd be so much better to actually have an actual piece there. You know, that's why this is the printer here. I now wish I got a flipping stencil printer instead. So this is literally a tattoo printer. I wish I got as I say, a stencil machine instead, because a stencil is what I need. Because I'm like shit, I'm gonna have to do freehand, which is gonna make it even harder. Because I don't think many tattoo artists freehand tattoos at all. Fuck that, as risky as anything. Because you don't even draw the same way, because the way the arm's shaped, you have to actually change your graphic. You have to go on it and like blow it out or what's it called, bloom or brush or warp to the shape of what an arm would be like, and then keep like. So I'd already have that. If someone's already a slightly bigger person, you might actually have to warp it slightly bigger for that size. Like the tattooing is incredibly difficult because every person's a different shape, size, feel, canvas. That is the challenge I've noticed. Not personally, but after watching videos for like 3 days straight, I'm like, shit, this is gonna be hard. A lot more hard than it. Like I've got the gun now. We're going for it. I'm excited though. I feel like because I managed to engrave this, and it's just a false sense of hope. But it did say online. I was looking into it. False sense of belief in yourself is a good thing to have. But not false in delusional, but like false in the sense of like I can do this. If I try hard enough, I can do this. And rather than being a doubter, it's like, no, I can't do that. No, I can do this. I can do that. Those can't doers and can doers. The can doers are people that get placed in life. Like skaters, a lot of people with skaters that can doers. I'll send this. I'll send that. Like engraving this piece, I messed up the moon at the whatever, but that was all with a circular drill piece, which should not have been really ideal for cutting out that shape. I nearly lost a finger on every curve, and there's about 30, 40 curves around the clouds. There was like little risk that I like to take. I'm like, bro, it felt me feeling alive again for the art. So I was like, that's what really pushed me that engraving of day to go, fuck it, I'm doing a tattoo. Yeah, no, I mean, I very appreciate that, man. And as I say, so I know the wheels are being a nightmare, bro, at the moment. I mean, bear in mind, they're going to be cheaper than most companies for what quality they are. So I appreciate the patience, everybody, I really do. But I can't release them half fucking done product. So I'm hoping this week, for next week, I'll be able to make them. It's just my molds. I've got one mold, and the mold I've got is broken. So I'm going to have to wait up on that. I'll get some more silicone. I think I'll order some more silicone today or tomorrow, and then I should be able to get making wheels. The first ones I make are going to be more like they're like plastic. They're not plastic because it's not going to be made with plastic, but they're going to be harder. And then the urethane ones are going to be a little while. When I say a little while, I mean maybe a few days afterwards, because I need to try and formulate this here to work in a 3mm depth, and it does say here that minimum cast depth is 3mm. So that seems like it'd be fine, but that 3mm makes it very risky. And obviously, there's 85A, I need to make them harder. But you know how some 65D or 75D finnable wheels, they say, you know, that's what you want to get finnable. They break quite common often because they are such a hard plastic. 65D is ridiculously hard, where 85A is like a skateboard wheel, right? But if I add the aluminium hydroxide into it, which is normal filler in wheels anyway, it will add weight, it will add durability, and it also makes the board be able to power slide and shit, keeping that 85 strength A wheel. Someone was like on one of my videos I posted on, I think on Facebook actually, that I recommend doing it with 65D or 75D. I said I would do, bro, but I think the issue with those is that's just solid plastic essentially, and that it is urethane. It's still urethane because it's 65D urethane. That's the durometer of it, the hardness of it, the sure hardness. And I've had ones that I'd done an ollie like last year, or an ollie or something, and the bit of the wheel broke off and went in my eye nearly. I mean, it went in the corner, it scratched the eye a little bit, but I mean, it nearly went into the corner and got fucking stuck. I like blinked in, and it was like it was slow mo. I saw it coming almost, or probably just my brain, and it freaked me out. And after that, I was like, fuck that, I'm making my own wheels, like harder, softer urethane. But then the wheels I tried to make with the mixture ended up not getting urethane at times, it was so expensive. But then the formula held up that I made beforehand, and it was better than the plastic. And well, I think it was like a resin cast wheel sort of thing I got before. And I was like, okay. And obviously, then with the Scable wheels, oh, bro, this is a long ass explanation. My point is, fuck a 65D wheel or a 70D hardness. That is ridiculously hard. That no wonder they break so easy on people and start cracking. I've seen videos of people say they came cracked in the back. Not my ones. I just want to add that. I mean, online, from like on Amazon, on a few different places. I've seen people get wheels, and they're like, oh yeah, they came cracked in the bag already. I think I even ordered some cracked ones at one point. They were Amazon, and they said 65. No, was it six? I think it was 65D. And I was thinking, fuck, that's hard. But that's weird. As a skateboarder, I've heard of like 75A, 76A, 85A, 95A, 99A, 101A, but 65D. I was like, the fuck is that? And when I finally, when I finally looked at it and realised it was, oh, I spilled my coffee all over the chair. Once I realised it was just a really, really hard plastic, and then I realised that, along with the rest of the flipping, I'm not naming people, but boards seem to break very easily, where mine don't really break all that easy that people have been saying. That wasn't the plan, but it's clearly the quality of the woods that I use. And I won't go, as soon as people tell me that, I like, I put the price up of things. There's a price down on a lot of things now. Like the blank decks have gone from originally they were 35 or 30, they're now 19.99. Stain decks were, sorry, I can't remember what they were because I think I actually added them when the price dropped. And they're real wear, Canadian maple. So, my brain take 5-ply Canadian maple, stained top deck. Sometimes a few of the other plies are stained. And the pop is as high as you can ollie. Right now, as high as you like this on a skateboard, you can ollie as high as you can jump. You should be able to pop this as high as you can kind of get your fingers and control it. And that's no cap. Other boards apparently aren't like that. So, I mean, I'm biased because one, I've tried other companies and I'm just going off what followers have told me. I think they could just be trying to be nice, but at the same time, I don't see a board being like, you know, when you feel something like, surely something can't get better than this. Like, you probably could. Just say it's a biased point of view, but it's worth checking for sure. There's some on there like that are just pretty much the same price. Like as I said, the tech deck I got, the wooden tech deck, it was like 50 quid, and it's shit. Plastic, no bearings, plastic wheels. The trucks are terrible. Even the trucks I had before on my website, which were like £14, you could technically get a blank deck and that, or even one with a graphic and a glow in the dark one on sale with trucks and the wheels that I'll be adding. I'm going to try and do it so you can get all things individually, because normally completes are cheaper, but I don't want people to have to feel like they have to have a shitty setup. You can get things individually, but like a 3-for-1 sort of thing, like 3-for-1, like free in like a total price. So it'd be like slightly cheaper if you know, it might knock off this because I'm making the wheels, because I make the decks, and because I design the art. I don't have to charge any. I don't have to get an extra charge to pay anybody. It's my choice if I want to make things cheaper, more affordable, and that's what I love about it. I have complete ownership and rights over it. So certain things I can be like, okay, this one for doing this. It's perfect. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna head off now. As I say, I'll be back on tomorrow live, but it'll be like literally like a no speaking one. Sorry, bro, as I said in the notes in the night, man, I wanted it's closed because they keep trying to fucking tax me. It's extra. Do you know, like, you got a 40% tax bracket, 45% tax bracket, and then the lower. They're trying to put me in the high tax bracket. I'm not even there. Like, I'm not, so I'm trying to deal with that at the moment. Because if I pay it to be open again, I'm paying more for it to be open than it needs to be. And especially if there ends up being no sales that particular month, because some months are dry, that's fair enough. I'm not going to lie about it, it happens. Then you're just like, you've just paid like 50, 60 quid for absolutely nothing. And it gets very challenging, especially when I've got to buy silicone, urethane, wood, also tattooing stuff. That's why I'm having to obviously get another part-time job. But sorry to cut a long story short, I should be able to worst comes to worst, I know there's something I can do and I should be able to get it over by the end of the week. Wait, what day is it today? It's Friday, isn't it? Shit. No, it's Saturday. Okay, by Friday. By the Friday coming up, I know it's quite a while, but hopefully it'll be before then. I'll post a video saying it's open again with a clip. It'll be in the description. And I'm sorry about that. I know it's a pain in the ass. I really appreciate your patience, everybody. But like I say, the reason I am worried about it, of course, but at the same time, it's a hobby. And if most people who actually do follow me are like are older people. There's people who've been waiting for Sleepwalkers to drop, and they're like, "Bro, I'm happy to wait because it's not been nice watching the progress in the process, even though it's been slow at points." I really apologise about that, but being a one-man band with this sort of thing is very challenging, to be real. But yeah, I really appreciate the patience. But I'll be honest with you, even if I have to buy some stock ones in, which they're still good because it's what people have got from me before, it might just be my best option now. Because I don't want people to feel like they have to keep going everywhere else to get wheels and do that. I want it, and yeah, to a point where at some point I may, if people really want them, like pyros and stuff like that, but I want to make the equivalent of pyros. And I will be able to once I get this bloody mold working. I mean, they're not the equivalent. I got to. So yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. I appreciate this all.